Hi friends, welcome to virtual learning. Today we are going to learn our 1.4 pillars of democracy. Friends, Constitution of India. Here the photograph of Constitution of India. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Chairman of Drafting Committee. Here the photograph of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Here Indian flag. Constitution of India. We know about this. Here Constitution of India. We are free some rights that is given by our constitution. Our India is the largest democracy. We know that we practice largest democracy in the world. Here, Constitution of India, pillars of democracy. Before going to start, let us see icebreakers here. First one, discuss with your partner and choose the correct alternative. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. This thing, this famous statement is made by who made four options given Mahatma Gandhi, first one A, B, Nelson Mandela, C, Abraham Lincoln, and D, Dalai Lama. We know that these are the great personalities, and here the right answer that is of Abraham Lincoln. C option is right here. Now, second, a system where the government is elected and ruled by people is called means for the people, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is the definition of democracy. And here, system means here it is a system, governed system, and government elected. So we know obviously options are here. First one, bureaucracy, aristocracy, democracy, and autocracy. Your C option is the right option. Let's go ahead. Here, third one. A democratic country is governed by its military, police, politicians, constitution. The right option that is D, constitution, because we know that in our country, in our India, we have our constitution, separate constitution. We know that committed, written by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Now, what is the thing? Trinity of democracy. The Trinity of democracy comprises three principles. Complete the web. This is the completion task. So the Trinity of democracy. So what are the elements? First one, liberty, equality, fraternity. This is the Trinity of democracy. Here, value given to liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let us see here. Go ahead. After a so long gap, we are meeting virtually. Here, match the following: your constitution, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Now here, A, it is the freedom to go where you want, do what you want. Obviously, it is freedom. So related to liberty. Here, liberty means freedom. Constitution. Here, this one. Now, second one, B, it is the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, or opportunity. See, this one equal, so especially equality. The option is right. Fraternity, that is a common brotherhood. See here, it is the sense of common brotherhood. Last one, that is constitution. It is an aggregate of fundamental principles or established precedent that constitute the legal basis of a polity, organization, or other type of entity, and commonly determine how that entity is to be governed. So it is a ruling system. So here it is a constitution means our India that we run by our constitution. The definition of constitution. So here this one is the right one. Constitution D. So here we have match this one. Let's go ahead. Now see here, third, pillars from a support for concrete buildings. We know that pillars, that is particularly for building a huge building, required strong pillars. So metaphorically speaking, a strong nation means, when we metaphorically, means it is a what we say that uh, in a poetic way. So metaphor is used here. So pillars, that is symbolize a strongness, strong nation. Two, depends on strong pillars. Here discuss with your partner and explain the pillars of democratic nation. What are the pillars of democratic nation, and what is the thing that build our nation very strong, very fortified? So make a list of obstacles that are threat to the progress of nation. So many obstacles also there. So you have to make a list of obstacles also and pillars of democracy. Let's here I have given here. Here are the pillars of democracy. First one, pillars of democracy. Here elections, freedom, liberty, equality, fraternity, education for all. These are the pillars of education, pillars of our democracy. Now here transparency. This one health. This is also permission to follow any religion, and accountability and values. These are the pillars of our democracy. Means here we practice all these things. We have all these things. Now, threats to democracy. What are the threats to democracy here? Corruption, religion, caste-based politics, yes, and lack of accountability and hero worship. These are the four things that are dangerous to our democracy. Corruption is there in democracy. Religion and caste-based politics are there. Is there lack of accountability is there. So many people, they don't have their value, and still they are working in democracy. So they don't know anything. Still they are on good posting. Hero worship. So we worship people. A hero worship is there in democracy. So this is the threats to democracy. Let's go ahead. Now, about writer. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was born on 14 April 1891 in the town and military cantonment of Mahu. Now Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Nagar in Madhya Pradesh. Ambedkar Nagar in Madhya Pradesh means place where Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar born, Mahu. Then he got his degree from Elphinstone College, Mumbai. He subsequently obtained the doctorate from Columbia University, USA, and London School of Economics. His doctorate also, he got his degrees. He was also assigned the big and challenging task of framing the Constitution of India. Means this is a very big task and very challenging task. Task means work that was assigned to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar uh, to write Constitution of India, framing the Constitution of India in the capacity of chairman of drafting committee. Means he was the chairman of drafting committee. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna posthumously. Means Bharat Ratna award. He was awarded posthumously, means after death, for his dedication and commitment for the welfare of our country. He received that award. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar has laid emphasis on the values of liberty, equality, and fraternity. So, friends, these three trinities of democracy, so liberty, equality, and fraternity, we practice here. According to him, these principles will make India a strong nation. Because of these principles, means we are very strong in the world. Here, he is of the view that hero worship is a sure road to degradation. Hero worship means we should not worship a people, a man, in so much extent. So hero worship, that is very dangerous, means a way dangerous way to degradation of our democracy. So we should not hero worship. And eventual dictatorship and the collapse of a nation. when you worship a person, then definitely he will turn into dictatorship and collapse of nation. Means here degradation of our nation. So here, let's go ahead, friends. Let's learn about pillars of democracy. Now see here, if we wish to maintain democracy not merely in form but also in fact, is what happened, that we have to maintain our democracy not only in form but also in fact also. What must we do? Means this is the question. What must we do? And answer is also given here in this text by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. The first thing, in my judgment means Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar is speaking with us. So that's why first person narration, that is in my judgment, we must do is to hold fast to constitutional methods, means of achieving our social and economic objectives. Is what must we have to do? First one, if you have to achieve your social and economic objectives, first follow the constitutional methods. Means the way in a democracy, and you have to follow. Hold fast. Means hold fast means you just stick with that principles, constitutional methods, and then and then only means you will be uh, successful in your wish to maintain our democracy. So let's go ahead. When there was no way left for constitutional methods for achieving economic and social objectives, means no way, means no better way, no way left, only constitutional methods to achieve this economic goal, to achieve social objectives, to maintain law and order. There was a great deal of justification for unconstitutional methods. Means here, great deal of justifications are there for unconstitutional methods are there, but we have to follow constitutional method, not unconstitutional, illegal method. But where constitutional methods are open, now if constitutional methods are open, why should we follow unconstitutional? So legally we have to follow. In our constitution, there is a right given by our constitution. Everyone has right. So here, let's go ahead. There can be no justification for this unconstitutional method. It's no justification for unconstitutional method. These methods are nothing but the grammar of anarchy. Means these methods nothing but grammar of anarchy. Means only the dictatorship. Here the meaning of grammar of anarchy, a state of disorder due to the absence of non-recognition of controlling system. There is no control system, and here grammar of anarchy, only the power of king or the power of that emperor or the power of that dictator. So this is the grammar of anarchy. So these methods are nothing but grammar of anarchy, means which methods? Unconstitutional methods. And the sooner they are abandoned, and sooner they are abandoned, definitely in the world, we have seen the history. So many dictatorship was there. So many countries where there were dictatorship. Now that all dictatorship that wipe out, and people they follow constitutional method, democracy. So they believe in democracy, and democracy is a good system, a ruling system. So that's why all that unconstitutional methods abandon the better for us, and that is better for us. The second thing, now these are the answer by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar for this question: what must we do to maintain democracy, not merely in the form but also in fact? So these are the answers. Second thing we must do is to observe the caution which John Stuart Mill has given to all. Now, John Stuart Mill, a famous writer, critic, well-known person, he has given the way. Second thing, we must observe the caution which John Stuart Mill has given to all who are interested in the maintenance of democracy, means who interested to maintain democracy, to maintenance of democracy, namely, now what we have to do, not namely not to lay their liberties, not to lay our liberties, in any cost of our liberty. We should not give our liberty to others. Should not accept that is slavery of others at the feet of even great men. We should not lay our liberties at the feet of even great man. If he is a great, okay, or to trust him with powers which enable him to subvert their institutions. And we should not trust him more with powers, because what he will do, which enable him to subvert their institution, enable, subvert, subvert their institution. Since here, see here the subvert, the meaning of subvert, to ruin utterly. Means when you offer your liberty at the feet of a great person, great man, when you worship, hero worship him, then what that man will turn into dictator and he subvert their institution. Means your whatever your democratic institution, then he ruined that, utterly ruined. There is nothing wrong of being grateful. Okay, we should be grateful. Grateful means thankful. We should be thankful to that person because that person has done something. So we should be thankful to that person, but we should not offer our liberty to that person at his feet or his her feet. To great men who have rendered lifelong services to the country. Okay, whatever the thing, he rendered lifelong service, he has given service to our country. So still, we should not give our liberty to that person, not hero worship that person. But there are limits to gratefulness. Okay, we should be grateful, we should be thankful, but in a limit. There is a limit. So there are limits to the gratefulness, as has been well said by. Now, what well said by? Let us see here. Grateful, thankful, grateful, thankful. Well said by. What is well said by? Irish. By this Irish patriot Daniel O'Connell. Is now Irish person, patriot means who loves country. Daniel O'Connell. Daniel O'Connell. No man can be grateful at the cost of his honor. The saying of him. No man can be grateful. We should not be thankful at the cost of our self-respect, our honor. No woman can be grateful at the cost of her chastity. At the cost of her, no woman could be grateful at the cost of her chastity. That is the purity or modesty. Okay. And no nation can be grateful at the cost of its liberty. Means we should not be, our nation should not be grateful to others at the cost of our liberty. We should not offer our liberty to others or somebody else. So these are the three things that Daniel O'Connell said. Now, this question is far more necessary to in the case of India than in the case of any other country. Means here, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar said these are the things, good things, that three things that Daniel O'Connell said, and this is important to our country, India, not other country. Why he said like that? For India, for in India, bhakti or what may be called the path of devotion. Means here, India, we have bhakti, that is the path of devotion. So we worship our God, that is bhakti, devotion, because it is more in India. That's why Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar said, whatever the Daniel O'Connell said, that is right. Now, path of devotion or hero worship. We hero worship in our country. We consider a person, that is, we should not worship, hero worship, because he is a common person like us, and he became means a great person by doings or by his great doings. So we should not worship, hero worship that person, but so many persons they worship. So here it is a saying of Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar for democracy. Maybe so hero worship plays a part of in its politics unequal and magnitude by the part it plays in the politics of any other country. Since in our country we worship that person in the world, and it is not happen in the world. So that's why Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar said for India, it is here he said this caution is far more necessary in the case of India than in the case of any other country. What caution? That is this one. Daniel O'Connell said, no man can be grateful at the cost of his honor. No woman can be grateful at the cost of his her chastity, and no nation can be grateful at the cost of the liberty. And this is more important. And here bhakti, in our India there is a bhakti, here is a hero worship, so it is not be should not be done in politics. And here plays a part in its politics unequaled in magnitude by the part it plays in the politics of any other country in the world. Bhakti in religion may be a road to salvation. Now bhakti in religion, it is good. Bhakti in religion, it is good. And this is the way of salvation, liberation of our soul. Since we get moksha when we follow the road of bhakti. That is the salvation of our soul. But in politics, it is not good. In religion, it is good. Okay. But in politics, it is not good. Bhakti or hero worship is sure road to degradation. Bhakti or hero worship is a sure road to degradation and eventual dictatorship. And eventual, finally, it will turn into dictatorship. So this is the threat, or this is the hero worship is a threat to our democracy. Okay, so these are the thoughts of Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar on the 26th of January 1950. Now, here the 26th January 1950, we are going to enter into a life of contradictions. In 26th January, we just apply our constitution. So that is a constitution day. So here 26th January we celebrate as our Republic Day. We are going to enter into a life of contradictions. Life of contradiction. Why he said that life of contradictions? Here it is a bhakti that is good in religion but not good in politics. So this is a contradiction in politics. So friends, today we stop here. Before stopping, see here the chastity, purity, modesty, hero worship, excessive admiration of somebody. Discuss hero worship by citing some example or giving some examples. We have to discuss degradation, changing to a lower state or level, means lower state or level degradation. So friends, here we stop. Let's stop here. Thank you.